factors. Let's be honest for a second. Travel in 2026 feels more expensive than ever. Flights are up, hotels are overpriced.
While some destinations get more expensive, others are quietly becoming smarter choices. This is where your money stretches further. It's not about sacrificing quality, but finding authenticity. In a boutique guest house, luxury is the morning light and a peaceful start. Nature remains untouched here. The only cost of admission is your willingness to wake up with the world. It's about freedom to stay longer, to move slower, to actually feel the rhythm of a place and its people. Finding the hidden coastlines where the horizon is yours alone, and the experience is far richer than the price tag suggests. Travel is changing, and the smartest travelers are finding that the best experiences aren't always the most expensive. So, where do we go from here? The world is opening up in ways we didn't expect, and the map of adventure is being redrawn. 2026 is the year to explore smarter, finding value in places that offer more than just a view. It's about preparation and purpose. We've mapped out the destinations where your wanderlust meets your wallet, places that prove you don't need a fortune to see the world. From the misty valleys of hidden highlands to the quiet mornings that take your breath away. These are the spaces where nature remains the main event, to the vibrant energy of global cities that come alive at night. Smarter choices that keep you in the heart of the action without the luxury price tag. Join us as we reveal the top 7 budget destinations for 2026. Your next adventure is closer than you think. Are you ready to see it differently?
Between Europe and Asia, there's a country many travelers still overlook. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it's quietly becoming one of the smartest places to visit in 2026. This is Georgia, not the US state, but the ancient nation resting along the Caucasus Mountains. A place where cultures blend, histories overlap, and landscapes shift dramatically within a few hours of driving. And somehow, despite offering so much, it remains surprisingly affordable.
The capital city, Tbilisi, feels like stepping inside a living painting. Wooden balconies painted in soft blues and warm pastels lean gently over narrow cobblestone streets. Ancient churches stand only steps away from modern wine bars and creative cafes. The city carries layers of history, Persian, Soviet, European, all blending naturally into everyday life. You can explore entire neighborhoods on foot without rushing. Sit outside with a coffee for hours. Watch locals greet each other like they've known each other forever. Tbilisi doesn't feel staged for tourists. It feels authentic, relaxed, and surprisingly affordable, making it one of the smartest cities to experience in 2026. Step beyond the cities, and Georgia transforms into something truly cinematic. The Caucasus Mountains rise sharply into the sky, their snow-covered peaks glowing under shifting light. In Kazbegi, ancient churches sit high above rolling valleys, surrounded by clouds that move like slow waves. The air feels cleaner, the silence feels deeper. In remote regions like Svaneti, towers stand against dramatic backdrops, guarding centuries of stories. Rivers carve through endless green landscapes, and shepherds guide their flocks across open hills. Nature here doesn't feel curated or controlled. It feels raw, powerful, and untouched. But Georgia isn't just about cities. Nature here feels raw and cinematic. The air is crisp, the silence profound. Here, the earth meets the sky. In Kazbegi, massive peaks rise above rolling green valleys. Standing as a timeless sentinel, the Gergeti Trinity Church watches over the valley. Clouds drift slowly between mountain ridges, dancing with the peaks. It feels untouched, dramatic, almost unreal. Life here moves at the pace of nature. A solitary journey through the heart of the Caucasus. Ancient rivers carve their way through the stone, shaping the land over millennia. Pure, cold, and relentless. And when the sun breaks through, the world turns to gold. This is Kazbegi, raw, wild, and unforgettable.
One of the biggest reasons Georgia stands out in 2026 is simple. Your money stretches further here. A traditional Georgian meal filled with fresh bread, grilled meats, and local wine can cost less than a fast food combo in many Western countries. Cozy boutique guest houses with stunning mountain views are often priced lower than budget hotels elsewhere. Transportation is incredibly affordable throughout Georgia, whether you're taking a train between cities or a local marshrutka through the countryside. Even guided mountain tours cost a fraction of what you'd pay in Western Europe. And the best part? It doesn't feel cheap. It feels fair. you're not sacrificing quality. You're gaining freedom. The freedom to stay longer, explore deeper, and experience more without constantly checking your bank balance. Georgia feels welcoming, safe, and authentically alive. Despite growing attention, it's still flying under the radar in 2026. Roads are quiet, markets are lively but not overcrowded, and locals greet travelers with genuine warmth. You can wander cities without feeling like a tourist, hike mountains without crowds, and sip wine where it was first discovered thousands of years ago. For budget travelers seeking freedom, culture, and nature, there's no better time to visit. Georgia offers life-changing experiences without luxury price tags, giving every visitor a chance to travel deeper, stay longer, and feel fully immersed before the rest of the world discovers it. This is Albania, and right now, it might be the Mediterranean's smartest decision. Imagine standing on a Mediterranean shoreline where the water is impossibly clear, where the sunlight feels softer, warmer, almost golden as it spills across the limestone cliffs. A coastline that feels like Greece once did, before the tour buses, before the five-star chains, before the prices quietly climbed beyond reach. Turn around and mountains rise behind you. Small villages rest along the hillsides, red rooftops glowing in early light, wooden shutters opening, church bells echoing faintly across the valley. It feels peaceful, untouched. Like Europe paused here while the rest of the world sped forward. And then you notice something unexpected. You're still in Europe, but dinner costs less than a movie ticket back home. Boutique hotels cost less than hostels in Paris. The math feels wrong, in the best possible way.
This is Albania. When you first step into Tbilisi, it doesn't feel like a modern capital. It feels like walking into something that has been quietly alive for centuries. Balconies lean gently over narrow stone streets, wood carved by hand generations ago. Paint faded not by neglect but by time itself. Morning light spills across the old town slowly, touching brick, glass, and iron. Nothing is polished to perfection here, and that's exactly why it feels real. You hear footsteps echo softly through the alleys. Coffee cups clink inside small cafes tucked between ancient churches. Modern life exists here, but it never overwhelms the past. Tbilisi doesn't try to impress you, it simply invites you to wander. And the longer you walk, the more you realize this city isn't showing off. It's simply being itself, a city that doesn't need to show off. Leave the city behind, and within a few hours the landscape begins to change. Buildings disappear, roads narrow, and the mountains slowly rise around you, like something ancient and immovable. Kazbegi doesn't feel designed for tourists, it feels untouched. Wide valleys stretch in every direction. Clouds drift low enough to brush the peaks, and the air carries a silence that feels almost sacred. High above the valley stands Gergeti Trinity Church, small against the massive backdrop of Mount Kazbek, yet somehow powerful. Stone against snow, faith against wilderness. There are no neon signs here, no luxury storefronts, just wind grass mountains, and a feeling that you've stepped into something far older than yourself. Imagine standing on a secluded Mediterranean beach. Turquoise water laps softly at white sand. The cliffs rise dramatically around you, and the sun casts a warm golden glow that makes everything feel untouched, pristine, almost like discovering Europe for the first time. Places like Samil and Himara sparkle in the morning light, crystal-clear coves hidden behind limestone cliffs. No crowds, no resorts monopolizing the shoreline, just nature, the sea, and the quiet rhythm of waves. Walk along the water's edge and you'll feel something rare: freedom, space, a connection to a coast that's been shielded from mass tourism, a Mediterranean experience that feels luxurious in memory, but costs a fraction of the usual price. And as the sun dips toward the horizon, you realize why Albania's Riviera is rising. It's about discovery. Moments like this are still yours to find, before the rest of the world catches on. Step into Tirana, Albania's vibrant capital. Bright buildings greet you at every corner. Street art animates the walls. Coffee culture pulses in the mornings. It's the heartbeat of the city. And in the evenings, the vibrant nightlife comes alive with unexpected energy. Just a short drive away, Berat awaits, the city of windows. White houses climb the hillsides, windows stacked like a fairy tale. It truly feels like stepping into a beautiful painting.
Historic, peaceful, and timeless. Albania's greatest strength is its true authenticity. It is a completely genuine and untouched experience. Locals are welcoming and real. There is a magical balance here in the year 2026. A luxurious European adventure. The country is truly affordable in every single way. A place where your memories will last much longer. Vietnam is a country that overwhelms the senses in the best way possible. The streets of Hanoi are alive with scooters weaving like rivers. So street vendors calling out their specials and the smell of sizzling herbs and spices filling the air. Every corner seems chaotic, yet perfectly orchestrated. Step closer and the chaos becomes intimacy. Families sharing coffee on tiny plastic stools. Motorcycles carrying entire households across bustling intersections. It's colorful, it's vibrant, and it's unapologetically real. The old French colonial buildings line streets where lanterns sway in the evening breeze. Local markets reveal a patchwork of textures and colors, each telling a story of tradition meeting modern life. This is Vietnam, chaotic yet beautiful, alive yet affordable. A place where every sensory detail becomes part of your memory and every dollar stretches further than you could imagine. Hoi An feels like stepping into a living painting. Lanterns float above the ancient streets, their reflections shimmering with a timeless glow. Every corner glows with color, every alley hums with life, yet the pace remains gentle, inviting you to linger in the magic. Boats glide silently as families release glowing lanterns into the water, a peaceful ritual that feels both intimate and personal. The old town's architecture tells centuries of stories. Wooden shutters and tiled roofs stand beside bustling candlelit cafes. Here, every bite is an experience, and every river bend reveals a new layer of Vietnam's serene soul. It's a place where every small moment feels premium, yet your heart and wallet feel completely at ease. Hoi An invites reflection, slow wandering, and a chance to capture memories that stay with you long after the lights fade. Step into the serenity of Hoi An, a city that turns simple moments into a masterpiece of living history.
Ha Long Bay looks like a dream. Thousands of limestone islands rise dramatically from emerald waters, sculpted by centuries of wind and tide. It feels surreal, almost otherworldly, yet entirely real. Boats glide between towering cliffs. Morning mist hugs the peaks like a veil, softening the edges. The light here seems alive, reflecting and coloring the world in shades of jade and gold. Kayakers paddle silently through hidden lagoons, winding under natural limestone arches. Small fishing villages perch on stilts. Every scene feels intimate, a private discovery within a heritage site. This is Vietnam's visual signature, landscapes so cinematic they feel curated yet fully accessible. A cruise or a kayak offers luxury and experience, a quiet corner of the bay waiting to be discovered. Far to the north, Sapa emerges from the mist. Mountains rise like folded green waves, terraced rice fields climbing their slopes like stairways to the sky. A landscape sculpted over centuries, both human and natural, in perfect harmony. Fog drifts between valleys, softening edges. Local farmers tend to the fields, moving with the rhythm of generations. Every curve tells a story. Sapa is both grand and intimate. A single path winding along terraces offers panoramas. Tiny village details, a child playing, a woman weaving, connect you to real life here. It's Vietnam in a distilled, unforgettable form. Every moment feels premium, yet authentic. Stay in traditional homestays with views that rival luxury resorts, crafted from local ingredients. Wander freely without crowds or high costs. The experience remains authentic. Sapa awaits. Experience Vietnam in its most distilled form. Unforgettable. Sapa. Hanoi awakens in a symphony of sights and sounds. Motorbikes weave through narrow streets, bicycles carrying fresh produce. Street vendors shout greetings while flames leap from woks, sending aromas of lemongrass and chili into the humid air. Every corner is a feast for the senses. A bowl of pho simmers beside colorful stacks of banh mi. With herbs piled high and sauces glistening, it's a masterclass in flavor. Locals sit on tiny plastic stools, living in moments that feel alive, personal, and timeless. Amid the chaos, there's rhythm. The city moves like a living organism. Each motorbike, each passerby, perfectly orchestrated in its own chaotic harmony. Traveling here, you feel a pulse, a vibrancy that no guidebook could ever capture. World-class flavors and culture-rich streets, all available for mere dollars. Every bite connects you deeply to Hanoi, without stretching your wallet. Ho Chi Minh City rises like a neon dream, Glass towers reflect city lights. Motorbikes stream in synchronized chaos. Energy pulses in every corner. From night markets to rooftop bars, modernity meets tradition. Every corner has a story. Skyscrapers pierce the sky while rivers mirror their brilliance. There's a rhythm here. A rhythm that draws you in, immersing you in the city's heartbeat. It feels alive. The best part? It remains remarkably affordable. Luxury experiences within your reach. Cocktails and street meals don't break the budget. Every moment here feels premium. Vietnam balances modernity and culture. Neon-lit alleys meet riverfront promenades. City of contrasts, ancient pagodas beside gleaming towers and glowing streets. Under a sky that seems electrified, this is Ho Chi Minh City after dark. A neon dream that never sleeps. Experience the modern heartbeat of Vietnam. Ha Long Bay rises like a dream from emerald waters. Thousands of limestone islands jut vertically, draped in mist. Fishermen's boats drift silently between the cliffs, a reminder of centuries-old traditions still alive today. Kayaks glide through hidden caves and lagoons. The limestone towers surround you like a natural cathedral, quiet and majestic. Northern Vietnam's Sapa terraces rise layer by layer into the clouds, a rhythm untouched by mass tourism. Sunlight filters through bamboo forests. Even amid dramatic landscapes, time slows, inviting reflection. The cost remains incredibly low, authentic and deeply immersive experiences without premium prices. The scale of nature here is humbling. Every memory feels like a lifetime compressed into a moment. Vietnam offers freedom, beauty, and authenticity, all in one breathtaking adventure.
In Vietnam, food is not just something you eat, it's something you experience. Morning bowls of pho steaming in narrow alleyways, fresh herbs torn by hand, broth simmered for hours. There's patience in every flavor. At lunchtime, streets transform into open-air kitchens. Plastic stools fill sidewalks. Families gather. Strangers sit shoulder to shoulder. You don't just taste Vietnam, you share it. Every bite is a story of craft and community. In the countryside, meals are even more personal. Vegetables picked that morning. Fish caught at sunrise, recipes carried through generations. There's pride in simplicity. And here's the quiet truth. You can eat like this every single day for the price of one meal back home. Not cheap in quality, cheap in cost. Vietnam doesn't just stretch your budget, it stretches your understanding of travel. Real, alive, unfiltered, this is the heart of Vietnam.
Colombia once carried a story shaped by conflict. But today, as the sun rises over Cartagena's colonial walls, a different narrative unfolds. The Caribbean light hits coral facades and centuries-old stone, not with heaviness, but with warmth. The city breathes gently. Balconies overflow with flowers. Wooden shutters open to the morning air, as if the city is aware of how far it has come. Street musicians tune guitars beneath painted archways. There is rhythm here, not chaotic, but alive. Cartagena feels cinematic. Each wall is a brushstroke of resilience in a sea of color. Locals greet strangers like neighbors. The warmth here isn't staged, it's deeply cultural. You don't walk through Cartagena, you drift. You begin to understand that transformation is truly possible. Colombia is defined by color, rhythm, and reinvention, and Cartagena is where that rebirth shines brightest.
Medellin was once a city the world misunderstood. But today, as the metro glides through the valley, you see progress in motion. Cable cars rise above neighborhoods, connecting communities once isolated. What used to feel divided now feels woven together. Modern architecture and public libraries stand as symbols of intellectual rebirth in the heart of working-class districts. Street art transforms concrete walls into open-air galleries, a creative pulse that defines the city's new identity. Cafes buzz with entrepreneurs, and co-working spaces overlook the green mountains that frame this natural amphitheater. Locals call it the City of Eternal Spring. Warm sunlight and soft breezes stay with you year-round. Here, innovation meets affordability, offering a world-class modern lifestyle at a fraction of the cost. Standing above the valley at sunset, you understand one simple truth. Reinvention is possible, and Medellin proves it. Beyond the cities, Colombia softens, the rhythm slows, and the land begins to speak through rolling green hills. In the coffee region, the AJ Cafetero, mist clings gently to mountains at dawn. Plantations stretch endlessly. Farmers rise early, moving through rows of plants. Generations of knowledge carried quietly in routine. Small colonial towns like Salento glow in pastel hues. Plazas where life unfolds without hurry. Here, coffee is not rushed. Beans are roasted slowly,
poured carefully, served with conversation. You sit on a terrace overlooking valleys that feel endless. The air smells of earth and rain, an experience remarkably affordable. Farm stays and fresh meals, accessible without the premium price tag. In these hills, surrounded by green silence, you realize Colombia isn't just vibrant, it's deeply grounding. Colombia's wild side begins where the roads thin out, where dense jungle replaces skyline and nature feels untouched. In Tayrona National Park, the rainforest meets the Caribbean in dramatic contrast, where palm trees lean over white sand. Hiking trails cut through thick humidity. Every step feels like moving deeper into something ancient and primal. Waterfalls emerge suddenly from the foliage. Cold, clear water plunges into emerald pools, resetting your senses. Further inland, the Amazon stretches endlessly. Riverboats glide through mirror-like reflections where the air feels alive. This isn't curated nature. It's raw, unfiltered, a reminder of how small we are in the presence of scale. And yet these wild escapes remain accessible. Eco-lodges and boat tours, experiences that feel like true expeditions. Colombia offers cities that reinvented themselves, but in its jungles, it offers something even rarer, untouched wonder.
Colombia's Caribbean coast moves to a different rhythm. The air feels saltier, and the horizon stretches into turquoise calm. Near Cartagena, boats cut across clear water toward white sand shores. The sea shifts between sapphire and emerald. Beachfront shacks serve fresh grilled fish and coconut rice. Laughter carries easily across the shoreline. Further east, the Sierra Nevada mountains rise from the sea, where snow peaks and tropical beaches share the frame. As boats return at dusk, silhouettes move against a golden sky. The light turns everything cinematic without effort. The scenery feels luxury level but remains grounded. Accessible boat trips and beachfront stays are within reach. Luxury isn't always about exclusivity. Sometimes it's simply space, warmth, and unfiltered beauty. As the sun melts into the sea, Colombia reveals a coastline that feels both celebratory and peaceful.
For all its beauty, Colombia remains surprisingly affordable in 2026. In cities like Medellin, comfortable boutique hotels often range between $40 to $80 per night. Local meals rarely exceed $5 to $8. Fresh seafood on the coast or hearty bandeja paisa in the mountains. Quality without inflated pricing. Transportation is efficient. Metro rides cost less than a coffee in many Western cities, and domestic flights are competitive. Nature experiences, jungle hikes and coffee tours often cost a fraction of similar adventures elsewhere in Latin America. Island boat trips and hidden coastal gems remain accessible, offering adventure without the premium price tag. With matured infrastructure, you get reliable internet and modern apartments. For digital nomads, the math simply makes sense. You can stay longer and stress less. Affordable travel here doesn't mean sacrificing comfort. It means choosing places that offer more value than hype. Colombia remains the smart choice for 2026.
Colombia isn't just affordable. It isn't just beautiful. It's layered. A country that faced darkness and chose reinvention. From Cartagena's warm colonial glow to Medellin's modern skyline rising from the valley, you see progress that feels genuine. From misty coffee hills to wild jungle coastlines where rainforest meets the Caribbean Sea, the diversity feels almost cinematic. But what stays with you isn't only the scenery, it's the people, the warmth, the openness that feels real, not curated. Colombia doesn't try to impress, it invites. And in that invitation, you discover something rare: authenticity. In 2026, travelers are searching for more than photos. They want meaning, connection, value that goes beyond currency. Colombia delivers that balance: urban energy and natural silence, modern comfort and raw wilderness, affordability and depth. And when you leave, you don't just carry memories of places. You carry proof that transformation is possible. And that makes Colombia unforgettable.
When Americans picture Indonesia, they picture Bali. Crowded infinity pools and beach clubs, but that's only a fraction of the story. Indonesia isn't one island, it's more than 17,000, which means if you think you've seen it, you probably haven't. In 2026, you can stay in a private villa for less than a standard hotel room in Miami, immediate value that surprises most travelers. Inside Komodo National Park, dragons roam freely across prehistoric hills and pink sand beaches. It doesn't even feel real. But Indonesia isn't just scenery, it's ceremony and family. Daily rituals that haven't changed for generations. That's what sticks with you. You can live well here on a fraction of what you spend back home. It's about the freedom to explore without shrinking your experience. Scale, beauty, affordability. In 2026, this rare balance is why Indonesia matters. It's time to chase meaning, not just hype.
In Bali, luxury doesn't whisper, it breathes. Private villas hide behind carved wooden doors, stretching toward rice terraces. But what surprises Americans is the price. For less than a standard hotel room in Los Angeles, you can wake up here with your own pool and space that feels unhurried. In Ubud, life moves at an intentional rhythm. Scooters hum past temples, and there's finally time to notice the small details. By afternoon, the coast fills with golden light. Dinner for two, often less than takeout in New York, with ocean views included. It's a test drive of a different lifestyle, remote work from jungle cafes and wellness that feels welcoming, not overwhelming. Luxury isn't always about spending more. Sometimes it's about choosing differently, and Indonesia makes that choice possible. Beyond Bali's polished calm, thousands of islands stretch into open ocean, wild, untamed, and surreal. In Komodo National Park, rugged hills rise from blue water. It's like stepping off the grid entirely. Here, Komodo dragons move slowly through dry savanna, ancient, deliberate, and powerful. This isn't a theme park moment. It's raw nature, unfiltered and beautiful. Beneath the surface, the world changes. Manta rays glide through coral gardens. Visibility here feels limitless, a dream for any explorer. Pink sand beaches curve along quiet coves, pristine and untouched. Hiking trails climb to panoramic viewpoints that make everyday stress feel small, remote but reachable. Adventure here isn't reserved for the ultra-wealthy. Some places relax you, others awaken you. Indonesia does both.
Indonesia isn't just landscapes, it's where daily life feels lighter and more intentional. Monthly rentals can cost less than a studio in Austin. Meals and transport are remarkably affordable. Healthcare is modern and English is widely spoken. The adjustment is smoother than expected. Co-working spaces overlook rice fields. Remote workers log in via fiber and log off to ocean sunsets. What costs $4,000 in California can be lived for half here. The value is undeniable. But the real value is the slower pace, reminding us that productivity isn't the only measure of life. Step outside the noise without losing comfort. Modern infrastructure meets deep tradition. Indonesia isn't just a destination, it's a very real option for 2026. For decades, Americans looked west. But in 2026, more travelers are looking east, toward Indonesia. Here, the math feels different. Your dollar stretches further, and the lifestyle upgrade doesn't require a lottery ticket. Indonesia offers contrast in every direction. Luxury, adventure, and a daily life that doesn't drain you. For those navigating rising rent and noise, this part of the world feels spacious, financially and mentally. It's about expanding your options, realizing the life you imagined might simply exist somewhere else. Indonesia is only part of a larger shift. Other countries are quietly offering the same high-quality, lower-cost equation. The next destination? It looks like Italy, feels like Greece, but costs far less. Let's go there next.
Here's the part that shocks most Americans. The lifestyle you'd pay $5,000 a month for in Miami, you can live here for under $1,500. A private villa, daily sunshine, fresh tropical food, and space to breathe. In Bali, in Lombok, in places most people think are far away. Dinner, $8. Scooter rental, $60 a month. Ocean views, free. And the strange part isn't the price. It's how quickly it starts to feel normal. You stop rushing. You stop calculating every dollar. You start measuring time differently. And that's when you realize this isn't just a vacation. It's about choosing experiences over expenses, a completely different way to live. Because once the daily math shifts, your whole perspective follows. You're not just saving money. You're gaining a life you didn't think was possible. Indonesia isn't just a destination, it's an option.
Some islands feel untouched. White sands stretch farther than the eye can see. Lombok, Flores, Sumba, names that hint at adventure. Here, life is slower, deeper. Dive into coral gardens that look like alien cities and watch manta rays glide past volcanic cliffs. Discover private villas tucked in jungles and waterfalls hidden behind bamboo groves. Local markets buzz with the scent of spices and a warmth that welcomes you home. Indonesia gives the premium experience without the premium price. Here, you're not just visiting, you're living. It's wild, it's beautiful, and it feels like a place meant only for you to discover. This is the hidden paradise, Indonesia, your next real option.
Indonesia changes the equation, not just because it's beautiful, but because it proves a different lifestyle doesn't have to cost more. For those used to rising rent and packed calendars, here, mornings begin slower.
Light filters through palms. Time stretches. You can live well here. Private space, fresh food, ocean air, often for less than a single month in a major US city. It's about expanding what's possible. Remote work from a jungle cafe or weekend dives with manta rays. Indonesia offers luxury without excess and affordability without compromise. That balance is hard to find. Once you arrive, the daily math feels different. $40 dinners become $12. The shift is tangible. For many, that shift isn't just appealing. It's strategic. It's about choosing experiences over expenses. Indonesia isn't just a destination, it's an option, and the world is full of others like it. Let's keep going. Some countries feel familiar. Turkey feels layered. It sits between continents, between empires, between identities. In Istanbul, Europe and Asia aren't metaphors. A ferry ride literally moves you from one continent to another. Minarets rise above glass towers. The past isn't preserved behind glass here. It breathes. Calls to prayer echo across rooftops. The atmosphere feels cinematic, but not staged. And surprisingly, it doesn't feel chaotic. It feels organized, walkable, connected. You can explore Roman foundations and contemporary art galleries in the same afternoon. Turkey doesn't ask you to choose between modern life and ancient culture. It gives you both. When you watch the ferries cross between worlds, you realize this isn't just travel, it's perspective. Istanbul doesn't wake up suddenly. It unfolds. Vendors roll open shutters as the scent of fresh bread drifts into narrow streets. In Karaköy, old stone buildings house modern cafes. Espresso machines hiss beside centuries-old walls. History is the background noise here. By midday, the Grand Bazaar hums, spices and textiles layered in color. Step a few streets away, and the pace softens. Public transit moves efficiently. Trams glide past squares and ferries connect continents. The city feels surprisingly manageable. It's alive, but not overwhelming. You're part of the rhythm. Lunch stretches longer. Tea arrives without being rushed. As afternoon light reflects off the water, the skyline shifts. Modern ambition, framed by ancient foundations. Glass towers shimmer beside domes. By evening, rooftop terraces fill with conversation. Istanbul doesn't compete for attention, it earns it. Then the landscape changes. Flat horizons give way to stone formations that don't feel natural, almost sculpted. Cappadocia doesn't look real, it feels imagined. At sunrise, the sky fills slowly as hot air balloons rise, silent, steady, unhurried. It's not loud, it's surreal. Below, valleys carved by time stretch for miles, soft volcanic rock shaped by wind into pillars and caves, geology turned into architecture. And people live here. Boutique hotels carved into stone stay cool in summer and warm in winter. Ancient design, still functional. What travelers don't expect is the silence, no traffic noise, just wind across rose-tinted valleys. The pace resets naturally. You can hike for hours as balloons drift like slow-moving lanterns. Cappadocia feels accessible, not just a fantasy. As evening settles into deep blue, you realize some landscapes don't just impress you, they recalibrate you. Some destinations show you history. Turkey lets you walk through it, not reconstructed, not imagined. Original stone beneath your feet. In Ephesus, marble streets stretch toward the horizon. Columns still stand. Amphitheaters still echo. 2,000 years later, the structure remains. This was once one of the most important cities in the Roman world. Philosophers debated here, crowds gathered here, and now you stand where they stood. There are no ropes holding you back, no glass separating you from the past. The scale feels cinematic, but the experience feels personal. Across Turkey, layers of civilizations overlap, not erased, but stacked. Time doesn't feel distant here, it feels continuous. Like chapters in the same story, still unfolding. As afternoon light settles across ancient marble, you realize, this isn't just sightseeing. It's perspective across centuries. History feels lived, not displayed. Just when you think Turkey is defined by history, nature shifts the narrative. The landscape turns white, blinding, unreal. Pamukkale looks like snow, but it isn't cold. Warm mineral water flows over terraces formed by thousands of years of mineral deposits. The pools reflect the sky, soft blues against bright white stone. It feels less like a mountain and more like a frozen waterfall. You walk barefoot, water moving slowly around your ankles, the surface smooth beneath your steps. It's quiet, meditative. Above the terraces, ruins of Hierapolis remain. People have been drawn to these waters for over 2,000 years. It's not dramatic, it's luminous. Bright sky, white stone, still water, a complete visual reset. As sunset softens the brightness into gold, you begin to understand Turkey doesn't just layer history, it layers landscapes. Turkey's coast offers turquoise waters that feel almost unreal, hidden beaches, a playground for beauty and calm. Oludeniz shows you the Mediterranean without the crowds. Crystal water, paragliders drifting above, it's liberating. Kos is quieter. Walk cobbled streets past pastel buildings. Mediterranean life moves slower here, and that's the point. Snorkeling reveals vibrant marine life, small fish, colorful corals. Adventure exists in simplicity, unforgettable. Mediterranean luxury doesn't require big budgets. Here, you can rent a villa with sea views without breaking the bank. Sunlight glints off the water. Evening softens the palette into gold and lavender, cinematic yet intimate. As another day fades over turquoise waters, you realize Turkey isn't just a country to see, it's a country to live in.
Cappadocia is where Turkey feels like a dream. Valleys carved by wind and time, soft pastel cliffs, and fairy chimneys rising from the earth. And then, balloons appear. Hundreds of them drifting above the valleys at sunrise, weightless and serene. A sight that feels magical. From above, the patchwork of vineyards and cave homes unfolds. Every curve of the land tells a story centuries in the making. Pilots steer gently over narrow valleys. Colors reflect on morning haze, creating layers of light that look painted. Traveling here doesn't require a luxury budget. Hot air balloon rides and boutique stays are surprisingly accessible for any adventurer. The sun climbs higher, illuminating fairy chimneys and distant mountains. The earth glows in warm ochres and soft lavender shadows. As balloons drift away, you understand why Cappadocia is more than a destination. It's an experience that lingers in your soul.
Turkey isn't just landscapes and balloons, it's the streets where life hums. It's the bazaars where history and commerce meet, and flavors that linger. Istanbul's Grand Bazaar stretches endlessly, every corner filled with colors and stories. The air smells of spices. Every interaction here is personal, immediate, and authentic. Sipping chai beside locals, you feel the rhythm of Turkey in real time. Beyond the city, Cappadocia's towns whisper of centuries past. The country moves, yet respects time. Every alley invites exploration at your pace. A rich cultural experience doesn't need a luxury budget. It's all attainable. You can have epic landscapes and centuries of culture all in one trip. Walking through sunlit bazaars, you realize travel isn't just seeing places. It's connecting, feeling, and remembering why travel matters. Every corner tells a story. Every smile is an invitation to belong. Turkey proves travel doesn't need to break the bank. Experiences here are attainable. From a ferry ride to a cave stay, it's rich depth at a fraction of the cost. Ephesus whispers history beneath your feet, where ancient ruins invite reflection. Markets are alive with connection. Travel is about people, not possessions. Epic landscapes like Cappadocia offer visuals that belong in a lifetime of memories. Pamukkal's terraces offer a sense of possibility. Horizons expanded. Every lira spent stretches further. Value coexists with beauty and authenticity. What makes Turkey unforgettable isn't only what you see, it's curiosity awakened. The turquoise Aegean coast offers epic visuals that belong in your heart forever. Adventure doesn't need luxury to feel luxurious. It just needs perspective. Turkey leaves you with perspective. Travel can be transformative. Every corner tells a story. Every smile is an invitation to belong. Some destinations are beautiful. Turkey is strategic. You get history that rivals Italy. Coastlines that feel like Greece. Landscapes that don't exist anywhere else, not even close. In Istanbul, eat full meals for the price of a fast food combo. Wake up to history. In Cappadocia, sunrise feels cinematic. It's not reserved for luxury. It's accessible. Pamukkale looks like Iceland, but you're walking barefoot without the high prices. Turkey doesn't compete with Europe. It quietly outperforms it. It's the smart traveler's choice. Americans are looking beyond Paris, beyond Rome, beyond the predictable. Once you realize what's possible here, it changes how you travel. Turkey is a recalibration of cost, of experience, of expectations. This is where your journey starts. And this is only the beginning. Turkey invites you to belong. When Americans think of South America, they think Brazil, maybe Peru. But almost no one talks about Bolivia, and that's exactly why it matters. Because Bolivia doesn't try to impress you, it doesn't market itself, it doesn't polish its edges. It just exists, raw and unapologetic. And what exists here feels bigger than tourism. Higher than expectation, older than memory, this is one of the highest countries on Earth. A place where cities touch the clouds and landscapes don't look real. Welcome to Bolivia, the undiscovered.
At over 12,000 feet above sea level, breathing feels different, walking feels slower, even time feels thinner. This is La Paz, one of the highest major cities on Earth, built inside a canyon, stacked against the Andes. Homes climb the hills in layers of brick and color. Cable cars float above traffic. Mountains frame every single street. It's chaotic, it's alive, it's completely unfiltered, and somehow, it works. Most capitals sit near oceans. This one sits in the sky. Welcome to La Paz, the highest capital on Earth. At 11,000 feet, every step is heavy. The air is thin. You don't just visit this city, you adjust to it. La Paz isn't built outward, it's built upward. Brick homes climb toward the clouds. From above, it looks unreal. From inside, unstoppable. Neighborhoods move through the sky. In the markets, heritage is woven into every street corner. Indigenous women move with quiet command. This city honors its roots. It is deeply human. You feel resilience here, strength built into the altitude itself. The world's highest capital, one of its strongest. Welcome to the top of the world.
If I showed you this without context, you'd probably assume it was CGI or another planet. But this is real, and it's in Bolivia. Welcome to Salar de Uyuni, the largest salt flat on Earth. Over 4,000 square miles of pure white infinity. No buildings, no noise, just scale. And when the rain comes, the ground becomes a mirror. Sky above, sky below. You don't walk on land here. You walk through clouds. A single person looks like a dot in the universe. Perspective disappears. This isn't landscape, it's scale beyond comprehension. There's no traffic, no city hum, just wind moving across salt. Silence so wide it feels physical. Almost no one in America talks about it, which might be its greatest luxury. Welcome to the mirror of the world.
Just when you think Bolivia is only white and silence, the landscape changes completely. Color explodes, red lakes, blue skies, gold desert stretching forever. This is Laguna Colorada, a blood-red lake caused by minerals and algae beneath the surface. And standing inside it, hundreds of flamingos. Flamingos at nearly 14,000 feet above sea level. Delicate, balanced, completely at home in extreme altitude. It feels prehistoric, untouched. Then the terrain shifts again. Endless desert plains, rock formations shaped by wind over millions of years. No fences, no roads cutting through it, just raw earth. At this elevation, the sky feels closer. Clouds move faster. The air feels sharper. It's not just scenic, it's elemental. And in a world where everything feels discovered, Bolivia still feels wild. Not curated, not filtered, just powerful. Bolivia remains one of the last truly raw frontiers on Earth. Visual overload in the best way.
When you picture Bolivia, you probably imagine salt flats or red deserts. But nearly half this country is Amazon rainforest. Welcome to Matadi National Park, one of the most biodiverse places on Earth. Thick jungle canopy, rivers cutting through endless green, scarlet macaws flash across the sky, monkeys move through the treetops. This isn't a zoo, it's an untouched ecosystem. The air is heavy, the forest never fully quiets. Insects hum, water moves slowly, every direction feels alive. There are no highways here, just small eco-lodges powered by the river and sun. It feels remote, because it is. From salt deserts to high-altitude lagoons to the Amazon jungle, Bolivia doesn't offer one landscape, it offers worlds.
Here's what surprises most Americans. Bolivia isn't just dramatic, it's affordable. And not budget backpacker affordable. Actually affordable. Private rooms in the capital can cost less than a dinner out in LA, local meals for a few dollars, salt flat tours for less than a weekend in Miami. Because it's still under the radar. You're not fighting crowds. You're not paying Instagram inflation.
You're experiencing places before they become headlines. Bolivia doesn't market aggressively. It doesn't polish itself for mass tourism. It stays raw, which keeps it honest and keeps it accessible. For US travelers used to European price tags or Caribbean resort rates, this feels almost unreal. World-class landscapes, fraction of the cost. Bolivia isn't trending. It isn't flashy. But if you want scale, authenticity, and value, it might be the smartest move in South America.
Travel in 2026 is not about luxury hotels or expensive tours anymore. It's about experiences, freedom, connection. The world still holds incredible places where travel feels magical and where budgets don't limit adventure. Maybe you'll wander through Georgian mountains, relax on the beautiful crystal-clear Albanian beaches, eat street food in Vietnam, or walk across Bolivia's mirror-like salt flats. Wherever you go, the real reward of travel isn't just seeing new places. It's becoming a new version of yourself along the journey. So, which of these destinations would you visit first? Tell us in the comments. And if you love discovering hidden travel gems, subscribe for more cinematic travel stories around the world, because the next destination might just change your life.